Our performing arts workshops have taught me so many valuable skills, and I believe one that I find extremely valuable is confidence and putting yourself out there. I want to focus on 3 lessons in this video which I believe have significant lessons behind them and are relevant to primary schools today and can definitely be taught in primary schools today. The first one is related to the nursery rhymes. To start this class, we were all sitting in a circle discussing the relevance of nursery rhymes and naming ones that we knew. We were then separated into groups of 4 to 5 people and were allocated a nursery rhyme, which we then had about 5 minutes to recreate the rhyme in a way that we found meaningful and relevant. Our group had Mary Had a Little Lamb, and we twisted the story to address the issue of stranger danger, with Mary's little sister, instead of a lamb, walking off with a stranger, and she faced death towards the end of the rhyme. Stranger danger is definitely a topic children are told about, but death isn't really talked about. I feel that the activity of recreating a nursery rhyme equipped us with the skills to collaborate with each other, draw on each other's ideas, use our imagination, and express our emotions and inner fears through the story that we told. This is an excellent opportunity for students to also explore their fears and emotions and maybe tell a story they are conflicted about or want to know more information about. As a teacher in this activity, I would be assessing whether or not the children recreated the nursery rhyme to something relevant, the underlying message, and then if the students can respond and discuss why they chose their storyline and what it meant to them. Another lesson we had was again working in groups of 5 to 6 and creating a performance to the song Coin Operated Boy. This activity taught us to use our prior experience in dance and work with each other to create movements which made sense to us about the music. I found this activity to be really interesting as all 3 groups' performances were so different. 2 groups were similar in the sense that there was an even amount of masters and coin-operated boys, and the other group had 1 master turning the other 4 people as coin-operated boys on. Not one performance was the same, and it really showed how movement can represent the same story in so many different ways. This activity again highlighted skills such as collaboration, the use of movement to tell a story, and creating movements that flow together as well. As a teacher, I would be assessing the students' ability to tell a story and how well they work together to create that nice flow of movements. A third activity was where we had to research and explore a famous Indigenous Australian that we had not heard of before. And then we had to perform and present the individual and their achievements to the class. This was particularly challenging because we wanted to do the individual justice, all the while learning how to be culturally sensitive, how to work with a team to create a fair and appropriate portrayal, and also to use our imagination, considering that we knew nothing about the person before the class. All 3 of these activities give the student the chance to be the artist when they present and perform their work in front of the rest of the class, and it also gives the students the opportunity to be the audience and really learn from others and appreciate the art that others can create. Being the artist and the audience allows students to express themselves while also appreciating that other interpretations of the same idea can be expressed and they're just as valid. As a teacher in all 3 activities, I would be observing the way that the students work together and how well they could follow instructions while still freeing their minds to their own interpretations. I would also be finding out which students were extroverts and which ones were introverts. This would allow me to make decisions about future activities and what would be appropriate. It can also change the way that I interact with the students and making them feel supported and encouraged.